Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to return to the Graystones with a cover of Gerry Rafferty's Baker Street from 1978. I believe this was a #2 hit back in the day. This is another one of those albums we had around the house. I happen to have a copy of it right here. This is City to City. This has loads of great songs on it. Right Down the Line was another big hit. Whatever's Written in Your Heart was pretty good size. Home and Dry. And The Ark was the starter song on this album, and I covered that one. In fact, we reacted to it on this channel. And so I have a great affinity for Gerry Rafferty going back a long ways. As I was talking with the Greystones manager a few months ago, I suggested this song very specifically, and he said, oh yeah. You know, because there's saxophone, there's flute, there's a lot of interesting things going on that are not unlike what we hear in the Logical song by Supertramp. So I said, I bet you this would be a good one. I suggested a number of songs that day, but this was very specifically one of them. So I was pleased to see that they actually covered it. And at this recording, let me see, I mean, it's just blown right up for them, and I'm hearing people say it's one of their best, so that's why I'm so looking forward to checking it out. Came out 4 days ago, and it's just about to hit 500,000 views. It's great to see that. It's great to see their progress. I know that when we started looking at them, they were under 50,000 subs. They're now up to 262,000 subs. Bravo. And generally speaking, we usually see a little clip at the end where they discuss the song a little bit. So I'm looking forward to that possibility as well. Adrian, do you have any thoughts before we dive into this?
I remember the song. I haven't heard it in a long time, so I'm excited to hear what it sounds like from the Graystones.
Yeah, Gerry Rafferty passed away a number of years ago, and the unfortunate truth is once an artist passes away, their music tends to fall off the public mindset because they're not there to promote it anymore. So Gerry died in 2011, but yes, of course, there's many of us walking around that very well remember his hit songs. It looks to me like Jake is also part of this project. Guitar player from the UK, really an amazing player. We heard him in one other track earlier. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into this, and we will discuss afterwards.
Alrighty.
Street, light in your head and dead on your feet. Well, another crazy day. You'll drink the night away and forget about everything. This city doesn't makes you feel so cold. It's got so many people, but it's got no soul. And it's taken you so long to find out you were wrong when you thought it held everything. That it was so easy. You used to say that it was so easy, but you're trying now. Another year and then you'll be happy. Just one more year and then you'll be happy, but you're crying dream about buying some land. He's gonna give up the booze and the one-night stands, and then he'll settle down. It's a quiet little town and forget about everything. 'Cause you know he'll always keep moving. You know he's never gonna stop moving. 'Cause he's rolling, he's a rolling stone. When you wake up, it's a new morning. The sun is shining, it's a new morning. And you're going home.
Grayson.
I'm Izzy.
I'm Max.
And I'm Ishan.
That was an exciting song. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the longest song we've ever done, and it's more than 6 minutes long.
Even though all the covers we do are quite big projects for us, this song was particularly challenging for Philip, our sax and flute player.
This song had a lot going on. It was very busy.
And a huge shout out to our good friend, the incredible Jake.
We hope you continue to enjoy our music.
And we would love it if you would share this music with your family and friends.
We are very honored to be playing this music and would love for it to reach more people. Thank you for supporting us.
And thank you for listening.
What is that face? There's a fly.
Oh, it's so close.
I'm Max.
And I'm Ishan.
Okay, this fly is
It's
about
right
to
there,
get...
and it's more than 6 minutes long.
I almost got it! My name Grayson.
Interesting? It's very interesting.
Max, what are you
No, that was you.
Hi, I'm Grayson. Hi, I'm Grayson.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Grayson.
I have a devious idea.
I have moved over. Hi, I'm Grayson. Oh my god.
It's the longest song we've ever done.
It's more than 6 minutes long.
Hi, I'm Jason. Hi, Izzy.
Alrighty then, as Ace Ventura might say. That was cool. I love those outtakes. They're kids, all right. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That reminds me of being about 12 years old, actually, with my friends. So that's fun. Well, what'd you think, Adrian?
Yeah. Once again, I'm thrown off by the key change at first, as I recognized some specific minute parts of the song that I thought I had forgotten a long time ago. Starting with the flute part in the intro, and then it repeats later on in the song. And also the little keyboard arpeggio in the later part of the verse.
Oh, yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah, okay. No, I remember. Yeah, they're playing it in F, so it's, like that, instead of... That's what it was originally.
Sounds like it's in D.
That's what Gerry Rafferty did it in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so they brought it up a step and a half, which is quite a bit. It makes it much trickier. I think it's already a very complicated song, because there's all these things going on. I mean, this was also the height of the jazz fusion movement, and this is not a jazz fusion song per se, but it certainly has elements. The complication factor in the song, I think, probably is right there with some of the jazz fusion classics that were coming out in the 70s. I mean, on kind of a mild basis, but just to there's a lot happening, and you kind of have to sit and learn it, in order to play it properly. But it's a great song. It's one of those that sticks with people long after they've heard it. And I think they did an amazing job on it. It sounded to me like they made some arrangement decisions that were unique to them, which is cool. I actually like hearing that in cover songs once in a while, because it shows a little bit of the personality of the group that's doing the song. And I think we're starting to get hints of their personality in these covers that they do. And it does make me wonder what it's going to sound like should they ever start doing their own original songs, which I think is very possible. It's kind of a step in a slightly different direction, but I think that they would probably be capable of it. I don't know if they're comfortable with that idea right now or not, but at least it's on the table for the future, I would think, just from listening to them work this stuff out. I think Philip did an amazing job, especially considering the difference in keys. It was probably more challenging to play in F than it was in D. That's just a guess. He did a great job both on flute and sax. It was really nice to hear those parts. I liked Ishan doing the on the electric guitar that we hear during the sax riff for the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Phillips. Yeah, I should also note Phillips' contribution to the song. He did play flute and sax. I know that playing wind instruments takes a lot out of you, and he had a big part in this song.
He certainly did, between the two instruments especially. I liked Izzy's vocals. I imagine they brought the song up to accommodate Izzy's vocals because she was pretty much in the basement there. You kind of hear, she was pretty low on her own range, and it probably would have been very difficult to go down to D, So she did wonderful work on that song. I liked Grayson's work on the drums and the bongos, or the congas. Maybe those were congas. I couldn't really tell from the angle. But whatever they were, yeah, it was great to hear those in there. I think that was an element that was really needed to kind of bring the spirit of the song out again, at least the original, I thought Jake's solo was awesome. He really nailed it, and it wasn't exactly what was played on the record. It was close, but it was something that included his own personality once again. So I liked that. I loved how much Max was into this, bopping along like this, adding a lot of extra notes in some places. He'd do stuff like that. He'd add all these extra notes in there to help kind of keep the force of the song propelled forward at a certain velocity, that it wouldn't have been if you hadn't done that. So I thought that was cool. Harin on the keyboards, He captured a lot of the little elements that maybe you wouldn't have heard exactly. He was doing a few different parts at once, you know, and it was real nice, you know, and it sounded very, very cool. Of course, we have Kyle on the acoustic guitar, and he does good work. He doesn't say much, you know, he just sits and plays. Not flashy, but his contributions are important to the projects that he's on. You know, it would sound different if he wasn't there. And so I appreciate him too. Yeah, kudos all the way around to everybody involved in this one. It was really a delight to listen to. And I'm a little bit tickled, I'm not going to lie, that maybe you guys did this at least partially because I suggested it to you. You know, maybe I put it on the radar. Obviously, you did the work, so you deserve all the credit. But still, I just like that. You know, it's like, all right, everybody should listen to this album at least once. I think, you know, he's kind of a folk singer guy as well as anything else. He was also in the Humble Bums with Billy Connolly and Steeler's Wheel. He's the guy that sang and wrote Stuck in the Middle with You, which has shown up in numerous movies. After that, he got sued by his label. He couldn't record for 3 years, and then that's the album that came out once he started recording again. So, full of hits, a highlight in his career, well worth checking out.
I had a good time, you know, just listening back to this song.
Hearing what they did with it.
Yeah, I'm really compelled to listen to the original Gerry Rafferty version now.
Yeah. Oh, definitely worth doing. I'm sure you could listen to them both back to back and it would feel fine. It'd feel great, actually. You know, I would actually suggest that to anybody that wants to. And you'll hear it's not quite the same arrangement. It's very close and it's got all the really important elements, but they did have a little bit of breathing room to make it their own, which they did. So much appreciated. Good job to all of you. All right, so folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this cover song? Had you heard the song before? Most likely you have, especially if you're a little bit older. But anybody that hadn't heard the song, I'd like to hear from you too. And just, what did you think about it? Any other insights that you would like to give us? You can leave those below. If you have other suggestions, you can leave those as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us on this. We will catch you on the next one. All right, take care, folks.
See you all later.